Well, hello. Welcome back to Warrior Moms. Amy, it's been a minute.
It's been a couple of minutes, I think. But I'm glad to be back.
Yes. Welcome to our official season 3, if we're going to call it that.
Yeah. We'll call it that. We
Well,
can
let's
call
do
it whatever we want.
That's right. Let's do.
I mean, don't tempt me with a good time, right? This is it.
Exactly.
And this is it.
So what we were thinking was there's so many new listeners, and we're so grateful for that, that we thought we would just reintroduce ourselves. I mean, where are we in the world, Amy?
So we are 2 moms that have lost our children. I lost my son, Alec, 7 years ago in May, and when he was 24 years old. He was actually a recovering addict. We spent many years in addiction, but when he actually passed away, he was sober and had been sober for about 20 months. If you're a mom of an addict, you know that 20 months is a huge success. For some reason, he decided to start drinking one day and sat down beside a pond, drank until he passed out, fell in a pond, and drowned. So it was an accidental drowning. It happened so fast. All the times that we thought we might lose him, we didn't. And the times that everything was great, he ended up passing. So we're walking this child loss journey. And I know, Michele, you lost Carter.
Yeah. So it's been 10 years on August 1st. And Carter was 17, and we had just moved to Georgia, had been here just shy of a year. And Carter played lacrosse and had a bunch of friends at Roswell High School, and he went to River Ridge High School. And we had just gotten back from a family trip, and he met up with some Roswell friends who weren't starting school yet. Carter was supposed to start his senior year that Monday. So Sunday night, he goes out and meets some friends. One in particular was a new kind of love interest of his, Natalie. And everybody went home, and they stayed back, and just at the wrong place at the wrong time. They were both murdered on a street with $1 million homes, which was crazy.
I remember the story well, and the tragedy and the shock and everything in our community.
Yes.
You can't explain it from all different levels.
Yeah. And 10 years hit really, really hard this year, for sure.
For multiple reasons that we can go into in future episodes, for sure. Because we know each other and we can listen to each other speak. And that's kind of where the Warrior Moms began. And that's why we do this podcast, is because we feel so alone in our grief, because all of our friends and family, they can't really understand, and it hits them in a different way than it hits us. Because absolutely. I know this last year, I know number 10, I haven't hit number 10, but I know that 10th year. I know that your daughter just did her senior year, which Carter never got to do. Right. I know that she has gone away to college that Carter never got to do. She turned the birth that he barely did.
And 17,
Yeah, and that's where this being a warrior, that's what we call ourselves. We call ourselves warriors, because it is shocking sometimes that we can continue to do the things that we continue to do.
Yes.
Day in and day out.
And I love how you say that, Amy, about the warrior moms. Our icon that we use is, a woman with a superhero cape. And tell us about how you say it. I love it.
Well, there's days that I wear my cape and I fly around the world, and I feel like a superhero, magically in my cape. And then there's other days that I use my cape as a blanket, and I will not just lay in the bed, I'll lay on the floor if I have to. But some days I just can't even get up, and that cape comforts me as a blanket. So,
absolutely.
And we don't always have to wear our cape as a cape.
That's right.
We don't have to be strong every day. I think that's the biggest motto of us, is feel the feels. It's my token phrase. Feel the feels. If you're sad, be sad. If you're happy, be happy.
That's right.
I think that we give each other permission to do that. without
Oh,
guilt and without
that
shame.
that's exactly right, and when Amy and I, decided to do this podcast, that was really our goal, is just to make sure that anyone who was listening, and at that point when we started, we just were hopeful that we could reach one mom. And we thought, gosh, if we helped one mom feel less alone, we did our job. And now, Amy,
We
we
have
are
reached more than one mom,
more
and
than one mom.
we're shocked because we're just two moms sharing our heart. And we've shot. How many moms do we reach?
I know we have almost 26,000 downloads in 94 countries, y'all. So thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
And we hope that, just our stories and interviewing other moms and talking about what do we do for holidays and birthdays and any of these things gives you a little bit of comfort to know, like I said, you're not alone, but also how do you lean into joy at the same time while carrying this huge grief? That's a huge part.
Huge. And I know that for me, it is, like you said, it is, how do we do it? Yes, we have sad stories. We have stories that we don't wish on anyone.
Yeah.
We don't, I mean, these are not, and we don't want the end of our stories to be sad. We don't want our children that to be it for them.
Yeah.
We want them to continue to live on. They continue to live on through us. We're the storytellers of their lives. And
That's right.
remember that as you go out into the world and everything, is continue to talk about them because they are your children. And it's what I laugh because I love Alec more and more every day, just like I do my other children, Chase and Layla. I continue
Mhm.
to love them more and more every day. And I continue to love Alec more and more, which is weird
Yeah.
because he's not here, but he's still a part of me no matter what.
No matter what. And yeah, we both do a good job of, talking to our kids and talking about our kids, and that is so important, and that relationship still grows. And I think that, wow, that was hard to imagine in those first couple years for sure.
Oh, yeah. We just got back from a family vacation that Alec is always on. And I still have days, over 7 years out, that he should be here.
Yeah.
But yet I have the joy of my other kids that are here,
Yeah.
and my husband and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law. And, it's just
Yeah.
cousins and just the joys that are in there. But yes, there's always a piece that's missing.
Gosh, yeah.
And how do we continue to bring joy to those moments is very important,
Absolutely.
and we
It
have to be
is.
intentional about it.
And one of the things that I love about just our friendship and the way that Amy and I do this podcast, and it really relates to what Amy was just sharing about just our own grief, is giving each other space and grace. And we had to take a little break last year. Amy, you want to talk about your grief that was compounded?
Yeah, so, we did take a little grief. We took a grief break because, my father got really sick over the summer and was in and out of the hospital a lot, and, he ultimately passed in September of last year. And it just, when somebody's so close and so special, and just, it brings up so many more emotions, and just the dynamics in your life change. Even though our parents, okay, we expect them to die one day. They're supposed
Right.
to go before us.
Right.
That is the normal
Oh,
trajectory of
yeah.
life. Um, but it still hurts and it still sucks, and but we have to learn how to navigate grief along with our life. And that's just, the living in the and. As
Yeah.
Michelle's always says, living in the and is, yes, when we went on our family vacation with my family
In-laws. Yeah.
earlier
Oh,
in
you're
the summer,
weird.
there was a piece missing. There were two pieces missing. And it's just, but we continue to bring joy because we know that that's what our loved ones want. They don't want us to sit I
Yeah.
always say they don't want us to sit at home and cry about it.
Yeah.
They want us to keep going and move forward. And that's, and I know that that's what God wants me to do with this stupid story he gave me. And that's another reason that that's another reason we keep going and we keep coming back on the podcast, Michele, is because this is not the end of our story and this is not the end of our children's story. And
Yes.
we don't
And
want this to be the end of anyone else's story. We want y'all to
yeah,
find the strength to live in the end.
absolutely. And, it's amazing when we've, Amy and I and a couple of the other warrior moms have created a warrior mom retreat and some workshops. And it's just been amazing. Amy and I will be standing somewhere and somebody will come up and go, "Oh, I recognize your voices. Oh my gosh, I listened to the podcast."
That means more to me that they listen than anything. And it's not because they're listening to us, it's that they're reaching out to find that hope
Mm-hmm.
that there is joy in tomorrow. As much as it
Like you
hurts
said.
right now, I think that I think at our day retreat that we had in April
Mm-hmm.
in Canton, there were women there that, in the retreat last fall, there were women there that were like 3 or 4 months out.
Yes.
And I didn't have that strength at that moment to do that.
Well, and we didn't have the opportunity either.
No, we did not have the opportunity. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
know anybody, how many times do people say, "Oh, I have a friend of a friend
Yeah.
that's lost a child too," but there was no connection. There was
Mm-hmm.
that was it. Just, "Oh,
Yeah.
there's somebody else that's lonely like me."
Right.
And
And you can hardly get out of bed, let alone make a
make
phone
phone
call to someone you don't know, you know? And it's hard. All of that is hard. It's thoughtful that somebody wanted to connect us with somebody else, but those are hard things.
those
And
are hard things. So knowing that
yeah,
there is
so
a
hearing
community.
from other, grieving moms that the podcast helps in some ways, that it does give them, a little bit of light in some darkness.
I think that's our ultimate goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can find joy again. You can. And it can live together.
Yeah, and does, and often at the exact time, which seems crazy.
That's the oxymoron.
It's like, no, it can't. Yeah, it
Oh, yeah, I
actually
can.
does.
Watch me. Watch
Watch
me.
me.
Watch me.
Watch me cry and laugh at the same time. What do you know? But so let's dig a little deeper in who are the warrior moms. What busy stuff have we been doing? Wow.
Oh, wow. So what, a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's weird. So just 1 year ago, we launched a book.
I know it feels like 4 years ago, I swear.
It feels like, yeah, at least 24.
But yeah, we wrote a book.
We wrote a book. It took 2 years to get that book to publication.
Yes.
And then it's been out maybe three probably from the original, let's write a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 years of hard work for sure, which you took lead on that, and with the editing and all the fun stuff that went along with it. You were Batman, I was Robin. We both had our capes on.
Right.
And then
what's the title and where can we find it? Because I know I love it. You created the title, which was so cool.
It came in the middle of the night. Like I said, God speaks at times. It's called Grieve Like a Mother, Survive Like a Warrior. And it is 14 warrior moms that have come together and each have a chapter talking about their child, the tragedy, but the bulk of the chapters are how we have survived. The real life strategies that we did is words of inspiration. It's words of sorrow, but the bulk of it is how we have survived and their real life strategies that.
Yeah. And I love that. Because they are individualized strategies. It's not clinical things that are, somebody researched. It's, what strategies did you do, Amy? Here's 7,
Yeah.
Here's 9 that Rayanne does.
And then here's 3 that someone else did. And
Yeah.
some of them are the same.
Yeah,
But
get
we each
outside,
have,
get moving.
yeah, we all have our own take on it. And then there are unique things. And I've learned from some of the other moms, and it's like try something new.
Yeah.
It's a big one. And now I crochet like a crazy woman. They call me the crazy crochet lady. So
I love
when I can't get outside and play in the dirt, I crochet like
That's
a mad
right.
woman. Yeah, I'm called a hooker. I just sit there and I hook all day long. I just
All
hook
day long. There you go.
all day long.
Gosh, you crazy girl.
It's called the
But
chain
we're
gang.
just we're so proud of that book. And it's our kids have passed in all different ways, so our experience um is different, even though the ultimate thing is we've all lost children.
Yeah, and there was 14 of us that most of us never would have even crossed paths
Yeah.
had it not been for the commonality of our children.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do life without any of them.
I know. It's absolutely completely true.
Yeah.
It's
And
yeah.
what
We
we
can
always
walk
say,
in a room
it's the
and
club
look
no
at each
one
other,
wants to
right?
be in. Yeah, the club no one wants to be in.
Yeah,
Because
and
the
we can look at each
initiation,
other and we know exactly kind of where someone is at that moment.
oh, you say, it's Alec's birthday today.
Yeah.
Or it
And
would have been
all of
Colin's
our
graduation today. I mean, it's
yeah.
just, we know, we
Yeah,
just,
and all of our stomachs drop because
yeah.
we know the weight of that.
I shouldn't say it's funny, but yeah, every time somebody says something, I'm like, it
Yeah.
does. It takes my breath
Yeah.
away because I know.
Oh,
And other people want to know, and I think that's the podcast is good for a lot of other people too that haven't lost children but are close to people that have lost children,
mhm.
because there are so many people that I've met that have said I listen to, they might not listen to all of them religiously, but they have listened to certain ones, and it
Right.
helps them know how to navigate life with their friend or their sister
Gosh.
or their
Yeah,
someone. And that is
absolutely.
something that I think is important. Something else big that we've done, Michelle, is last fall in October, we had a retreat for 50 new moms.
It was just magical. It just
Magical.
the the grief and just I mean, there was such spirit and community. It both was so palpable. It was just I still get moved thinking about that weekend. It was just spectacular.
There's something else that takes my breath away. Like you said, I'm like, it's God showed up in that barn the way you can't explain. There is things that you cannot explain. And I hope that the women took tools that they learned that weekend and friendships that they made. And know that they're not alone. And I think that was the biggest goal of ours, was for women to not feel alone in this grief journey. Is we
Yeah.
feel so lucky that we have a group of warrior moms that we meet every month, within our local North Atlanta area, and we know that we know each other's ins and outs. Whether
Mhm.
we know each other, we know each other's hearts and griefs and
Right.
stuff. But the biggest takeaway was we wanted to have little pods all over in all the different cities. So that way women can walk with other women that are, that are walking that walk.
Yeah.
We're
And
all in the
that's
same storm. We're not
yeah,
in the same boat. And that's
right.
where we hope that people that are in that boat ahead of us will reach back and help tug us along. And that's
Yes.
where we are. We want to pay it forward and help those
Yeah,
moms
we've
meet
we've
their
found our breath and our feet underneath us, and now we have a little bit more strength to help others. And I love that part of Warrior Moms, that it's not just, you know, here's the group and we just look inward. It's also turning and saying, what can we do for other women?
and it's healing for us too.
Yes. Absolutely. And part of that, we've created a website so you can follow along with any of the Warrior Mom events that happen to, pop up. Not only just our fall retreat, but then, like you said earlier, we had a 1-day workshop. That was really cool.
That was cool. That was cool. We have this podcast. We have we have another retreat coming up that filled up in what, like 8 days.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like completely filled, 50 new moms um, for a weekend retreat, which is, we just talked about last year's was magical. And I can only imagine this year's, spreading the wings to helping those new moms spread their wings a little bit.
Yeah. And the title of the retreat is Finding the Warrior Within. And really that, figuring out, I mean, that's in there. The strength is in there.
Oh,
But
well,
by seeing each other and stating our grief and just being a witness to each other, all of a sudden that warrior, you stand a little taller, and you could see that on the women when they left last year.
oh, watching them walk in and walk out, or they were different women. They were
Yeah.
different people, and I was
Yes.
too. I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you, I was too. Um,
And part of what we've also created is we realized, people wanted to donate and to help. One of our goals for the retreat was that no mom paid a penny to come to that 3-day retreat.
yeah,
And it
that
costs a
was
lot of
magic.
money to do that
It does
retreat.
cost a lot of money, but that's, you know what? But we had a lot of gracious donors,
We sure
and we want
did.
to continue these retreats and things at a low cost to no cost, as often as we can. And we need help. We need your help. Um, and if you are a mom that is, benefited from a retreat or the podcast or anything, we have set up a 501c3 that is a nonprofit that you can donate tax deductible, tax, whatever the word is. So that you can donate and help keep going. And a big event, our biggest fundraiser is
Yeah, November 6th. And to find the donate page, it's warriormomssupportfoundation.org. Pretty easy. I'll put it in the show notes. But yeah, you can donate directly on there, or
you
this
can
retreat
come.
or this fundraiser that's coming up
Yes,
on
so
November
on
6th.
Friday, November 6th, we have got the Rainies out in Eatonton, Georgia, do a singer-songwriter event every year or twice a year, and they
Yeah,
pick beneficiaries um, that get to benefit from the donations and the ticket sales and all that kind of stuff. And we have been chosen for the fall singer-songwriter event.
amazing.
I think that we have tables, we have individual seats that are for sale. Like I said, it's Friday, November 6th in Eatonton, Georgia. But you can go on the website. There's a link for tickets. We would love to have you. And the fun part is that it's called Girls Night In, and bring your men.
Yeah, family and
And
friends. Yeah.
family and friends, bring your family and friends. It's for everyone. But there's 4 female singer-songwriters, and the feature is I think it's Trisha Yearwood's song
Yes,
called
yes.
Girls Night In. You'll have to listen to it. Maybe you could put the link to it in there, but
Good idea.
it really showcases our strength and kind of what warrior moms are.
Yeah,
So they,
and the fun that we have. I think that's what
yeah,
will amaze people when they come is, I if somebody doesn't know a warrior mom and decides to come to the singer-songwriters, it's, of course we have sad stories and there'll be moments of bittersweet, but then you'll also walk into that barn and gosh, you're going to hear laughter and talking and I mean, the warrior moms, that is one incredible thing
it's
is
a honky tonk waiting to happen. Let me tell you,
we are fun.
we do have fun. We do have fun.
True.
So, and that's where you can find your fun and your laughter and embrace it. Give
Yeah.
yourself opportunities. So,
Yeah, so we hope you could join us. That would be so incredibly fun. And if not,
and I know we'll both be there.
yeah, we'll both be there.
I already bought a new outfit.
Woo!
I know. We were shopping at the beach and I was like, oh, this is a skirt. Layla found it for me. Layla's my daughter. And she found it. She's like, Mom. And I was like, oh, I can wear that at the singer-songwriter event. She went, you sure can. With a pair of boots. And so, yeah, it'll be a good old time. So, like I said, I've
Oh, I
already got my
love
outfit
it.
ready.
Yeah, I love it. Well, season 3, we are going to talk to some moms really in the vein of who are we? And so getting to, have them just tell who they are and their loss of their child. But then we're going to ask them, all about what Warrior Moms has given to them, what those initial moments of shock and those first couple years were. And so just kind of framing this first season in who we are and what does this grief do to us.
Yeah. I hope y'all join us next time.
Next time. It was so great to be back.
Yes, it is. Thank you. It's good to
All
see you
right.
again, Michele. And talk to
Bye.
y'all later. Bye.